What's good, Joe? This is your boy Cap Slick. Caps Michael running the Dst Sports Podcast. We are back with Jay and Chase. And yeah, so we're going to get ahead and get going with the NFL. Got a ton of stuff to cover today. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get going. So the first topic I'd like to bring up, we're going to talk about the 4 games from the divisional round. So Lamar Jackson essentially got upset by the Tennessee Titans, and they got down early, and the rest of the story is out there. So Chase, give us your quick take on that game. Why was Lamar not able to overcome the deficit?
I mean, in my opinion, I believe that the Ravens are just going to be a team for the next couple of years they're going to do amazing in the regular season, but then playoffs, I don't think they're going to do amazing. I just don't think Lamar's the best player in the playoffs. I think he doesn't handle that type of pressure very well.
All right, I like those points. Jay, how about yourself?
Well, because this is Lamar's first year in the playoffs, so he's not experienced, like the other professional.
All right. Yeah, so it was a tough game for them. Lamar will be back next season. I expect him to be in the playoffs. We're going to move on to... Oh, quick stat I want to mention. Lamar threw the ball 59 times. Ryan Tannehill had 14 passing attempts. So that's insane. Lamar still had 100 rushing yards and over 300 passing yards in that game. Over 100 rushing, over 300 passing. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the game of KC and Mahomes coming back against the Texans. Chase, go ahead, give us what you got on that.
So I was personally at this game, and I would just like to say, as a KC fan, we were all having a heart attack during this game. And what really put a spark in us was that 60-yard kick return by McCole Hardman. And after that, the Chiefs just got a fire lit under the butt, and they just started to kick it off. And they kept on trucking after that. But what really killed us at the start was our special teams. We had two drop kicks, and one by Tyreek Hill, one by not two drop kicks, 2 special team errors. One was a blocked punt that got taken back for a touchdown. And then Tyreek Hill dropped a kick, which led Houston to be inside the 5-yard line. And then one was just blown coverage.
Alright, so yeah, I agree with all that. I think it was a resilient effort. So Jay, give us what you got on the Chiefs comeback.
Well, I think it was crazy. Comeback. Man would never give up. It took a lot to come back to Bulls. We had 21 up.
I believe it was
21 zip and 24 zip. Yeah, one of
There's a
those.
bomb full of Joker toxin wired to him. Can you disarm it?
Yeah. We can go ahead and move on to the Seahawks-Packers game. This is a game where I kind of thought like Rodgers had to make a couple plays at the end to get a first down, ice the game with Devontae Adams and man-to-man coverage. So Jay, go ahead, give us how far do you think Rodgers can go, or do you think he's out in the conference championship?
I think he's gonna get out the conference championship.
I'm kind of leaning towards him. I think he's got another effort in him. Chase, what do you think? Do you think this was Rodgers' last playoff win of the season?
I would like to see him come back because it would just be cool to see the Chiefs and the Packers in the Super Bowl, in the 4th Super Bowl and then the 54th. And I think he has a little more effort. Realistically, I think the 49ers are going to come out with that win. But I mean, it would be amazing to see him there. But what do you guys think about that Jimmy Graham call? Do you think he was over the first down marker? Or
yeah,
before?
I thought it was behind it. Looked pretty rigged to me. But Packers moved on. The Seahawks kind of screwed up. Their season always ends when they stop trusting Russell Wilson in the playoff games. They took him, I believe it was like 4th and 1. They didn't give him a chance at the end. They trusted their defense instead. So I think that's what cost them, essentially.
Agreed.
The next game, Vikings-Niners. I'm not even gonna cover this one. Well, we're gonna kind of. Basically, the game ended with the Niners rushed the ball 13 straight times, pounded it on the Vikings, beat them at their own game, And that's it. That was the end of the Vikings. So, Chase, what do you think about how the Vikings went down?
You know, I think it's just sad how they're just going to go down with 13 straight rushes, like you said. And, I mean, in my opinion, if you know they're going to be running like that, of which you don't, I mean, they have a nice quarterback and a decent couple receivers. But really, I think what helped them out with that game was just their amazing defense. And, I mean, it's almost unstoppable. It's insane.
Right. So, Jay, what do you think about that game? Vikings 49ers. 49ers are on top. Are you picking the 49ers or Packers in the conference championship?
What'd you say?
Quick pick. 49ers or Packers? Who do you got in the conference championship this Sunday?
Niners.
How about you, Chase?
Realistically, I do have the Niners. I would like to see the Packers in there, but
I want the Niners to win. I'm gonna go with the Pack with my pick. I do want. I'll be glad if the Niners win, though. I just feel like Rodgers is gonna pull out some trickery. I wanted to say that Stephon Diggs got shut down in the first half, but then ended up having 2 receptions for 57 yards. And for the 49ers, they had over 150 rushing yards combined between Tevin Coleman and Mostert. So I thought that was pretty impressive. We're gonna move on to the Antonio Brown situation. So last night, Antonio Brown was allegedly throwing a bag of D's at his baby mama. That's the quote from the article that I've seen all over.
Bag of female pleasure products.
Yeah, so Chase, what do you think about Antonio Brown? How did he go from the Madden 19 cover to not playing football and being in like headlines like this?
You know, I think it's just like all coming with the fact that as soon as you start rolling down the hill, you just keep on rolling. There's nothing really stopping you. And as soon as he got out of the NFL, it's just crazy how his career went from he might be coming back into the NFL to probably never again. What do you think about that?
I think he's got one more stop in the league. I think he'll be back one more time. The stuff he's doing is hilarious to me. And Jay, do you think Antonio Brown will be back? And what do you think of his shenanigans?
I think he's just ruining his life at this point. And yeah, I think he'll be back.
We're gonna go ahead and move on. We'll do some quick picks on the other side. We covered the NFC Championship picks, 2-1. We're gonna do the AFC Championship game picks. Chiefs versus Titans. I've got the Chiefs winning. Chase, who do you got? Chiefs or Titans?
I got the Chiefs, and I want to elaborate on it. I just believe because Derrick Henry, he's had 3 180-yard rushing games in a row, and I just believe that nobody's going to have a 180-yard thing four times in a row. Right. It would be insane, but I don't know.
Jay, who do you got? Chiefs or Titans heading to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, what Chase said, I got the Chiefs too.
All right. Okay. So we're consensus on the Chiefs. Three-way score on that. 3 total picks for the Chiefs. All right. That's a consensus. Yeah, the Titans, I think they're a fluke. I think you can't win with one guy. Like Derrick Henry, I don't think Derrick Henry can win you the whole Super Bowl by himself. Tannehill's going to get challenged at some point in this game in the second half. I think he's going to get exposed for what he was in Miami. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead, change topics here. We're going to move into the Lions. This is Bob Quinn's last chance as GM. So I think if they don't make the playoffs this season, he'll be fired. And I think Matt Patricia will be fired, which I believe Jim Caldwell is better. I believe he got sabotaged. But anyways, yeah, this could be Bob Quinn's last chance, so I just wanted to touch on that. And we hired a new DC. He's from the Eagles. So the new defensive coordinator we got, his name's Corey Undlin. He has connections to Matt Patricia. He's got connections to some players such as like Chris Harris Jr. He might be trying to recruit him here in some kind of way, whether it's via trade or free agency. And I just wanted to go for the Lions. We're going to talk about our predictions for the third pick. So I don't think Chase Young's fallen to us. I think we're going to end up getting a corner like Akuda or someone like that. Derrick Brown's another name. I don't think he's going to go like that early, but like maybe a few picks later. But yeah, so Chase, you want to go ahead and tell us who do you believe will fall to the Lions at 3, or who would you like them to take at 3?
I mean, in my opinion, I think there's only like one place you can go, and that's if they don't get taken by the Redskins or the Bengals, and that's Chase Young. Because I mean, if you just look at the Lions' pass rush, it's not the best. So I think getting a decent pass rusher like him, it would help out a lot.
And Jay, who do you think the Lions will select at 3? Do you think it'll be someone like Chase Young, or we're gonna go after like a different position?
I mean, I think they're gonna go for Chase Young.
Yeah. Yeah. So if he falls, I'd love to get it. I'd love to get that guy. He's got some red flags to me, but you know, we'll see. Kind of reminds me of like Jadeveon Clowney 2.0 at this point. And yeah, so the Lions, they went 3-12-1. They're locked in at the 3rd pick. The best scenario for them to get Chase Young is if the Redskins do something stupid and take an O-tackle or something. There's one O-tackle projected super high. And yeah, I've been seeing his name in the mock drafts rising slightly, you know, a little bit here and there. And cool. Another topic that we're going to go over is Tom Brady could be on the move. He's a free agent this season. There's rumors of the Lions might be moving on from Stafford because of the back injuries. How would you feel about Tom Brady joining the Lions, Jay?
I think it's going to be crazy because Matthew Stafford, he's been injured for a long time.
Man is defenseless.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
Ate him.
2 seasons.
Yeah. So it'd be pretty awesome to be the Lions.
Same, I agree. Chase, what do you think about a potential Tom Brady leaving in free agency, which he's in free agency, and coming to Detroit to reunite with Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia?
You know, I mean, in my opinion, I would like to see him honestly go to the Chargers, but if he does go to the Lions, I think it'll be a smart move, but a short-term move, because in my opinion, he has that maximum, like, 4 or 5 years left. So he's no long-time quarterback. He's just going to be something there while they get something else worked out. And, I mean, he only signs a 1-year contract, so it wouldn't be the biggest issue if he decides to leave the Lions. But I think he could boost their morale and get them up in the playoffs at least.
All right. I just want to say a quick in or out. Do you got the Lions in the playoffs next season or out, Chase? Yes or no?
I'm going to go with out.
All right.
That just depends on if they get Brady or not.
How about you, Jay? In or out next season? I got them in.
I think they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they will clock in at like a 6th seed or win the division and end up getting like the 2nd seed if they actually win the division. But I got them at like a 6th seed right now. Yeah. So for the Lions, you know, it's kind of some downtime here until the NFL draft. They're gonna have the 3rd pick, as we said. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the NFL. AB, the playoffs are going on right now. Lions at the 3rd pick, so things are pretty exciting.
What about all you guys' thoughts on Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry, right. I think it's been insane how he's carrying this team right now. The he's just getting 100+ rushing. It seems like almost every game at this point. Yeah. It's like I have him a shoe-in to go 100+ rushing this weekend. So, yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and switch gears here. We're going to change it up, change the topics up. We're going to move on to the NBA. I wanted to touch up on Lonzo Ball. Let me give you guys the stats on him. So in the last 6 games, Lonzo Ball's averaged 21 points a game, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds a game. And he's doing this on a 41% three-point percentage. So I think he's good. I think he's playing up to his draft pick now. I think he's going to be a star in the league someday. I think he's been taking off lately, and he's going to get better when Zion comes back, if he ever plays in the league. So, Chase, what do you think about Lonzo's recent surge? He's on a hot streak right now.
You know, I believe, in a heavy opinion, I believe that it's just going to be a short-term thing. I think he's just having a little hot burst. But it all just depends on what Zion does in the NBA. I mean, we saw him in college just be absolutely dominant. But it all just depends on how he does in the NBA, comparing to Giannis and all the bigger name people, just how he's gonna react to them.
Right, Jay, what do you think about Lonzo's recent hot streak?
Yeah. I think he's going to continue his hot streak. Like, try to carry his team. And, like, when Zion gets back, I think they're going to do a lot better together.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of lobs for the Pelicans. I think Brandon Ingram's going to continue to play the way he's playing, being ball dominant even when Zion gets back. Because Zion doesn't always need the ball in his hands. Yeah. So I'm just, I'm happy for the guy. The dude's been balling out lately. We're going to go ahead and cover the topic of load management. So Kawhi Leonard, he's been like criticized heavily this season for load managing like national games on ESPN and stuff like that. And I feel like he's just taking way too many days off. What do you guys think about load management? And like, do you like believe what Kawhi's doing is justified? So Jay, go ahead and tell us what you think. Kawhi on load management, do you like what he's doing, or do you like disagree with how he's like treating it?
I mean, I disagree how he's treating it.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
Like, do you think he should take less games off? Because like fans are paying, and he's disappointing fans. Like, I think like for me a solution, there should be a schedule for when Kawhi's gonna play and when he's not, so the fans aren't always disappointed.
I mean, I think he should play every game. Only if he's hurt. Yeah, he should skip his games.
Right. What do you think about Kawhi's load management, Chips?
I think he might have a purpose of doing it, but I think he needs to show up in more games than he has. Because, I mean, otherwise they're just gonna keep on trying to get without him, which is gonna ultimately hurt the team. And in my opinion, it just seems like he's trying to not play for him.
Right, I think it's cool, like load management's cool, because he won the title last season, and I think he only won it because LeBron wasn't in the league last season, in the second half of the season. And he missed the playoffs and was injured and all that. But once he doesn't win a title, I think people are going to start questioning him, because last season he won the title for Toronto, and they were happy Drake tried to get him to stay and all that stuff. But if they don't win the title this season, then I feel like the team's not going to be so lenient with Kawhi allowing him to do load management and all this, like taking games off, stuff like that. So yeah, I think right now it's fine. If they don't win the title this season, I think he's going to be peer pressured to stop doing it. Because I don't like it. Like, you're healthy taking games off. I just disagree with the whole idea of it. And I think it's going to hurt them in seeding. Because if you keep taking games off, you're going to become like the 5th or 6th seed in the West eventually, and you're going to have you might have a first-round series that goes to 6 or 7 games, while the Lakers are going to be chilling, sweeping their 8th seed that they get matched up with and have more rest in the playoffs. So it's like, I like the Lakers method more because they want more rest in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to Zion. Zion apparently has been scheduled to come back this week in a game. It's either going to be the next Pelicans game or the one after that. It'll be one of those two. That's the word on the street. Chase, what do you think about Zion coming back? Like, are you excited? Do you think he's going to live up to the hype? Your thoughts?
I think he will live up to the hype. I just don't think he'll live up to what he did in college. And I don't know how I feel about him coming back this season, because I mean, in my opinion, it's so late in the season. I feel like this year will just be like a trial for him, since it's already been so long.
Sure.
It'll just be the teams looking at him and seeing what all they want to do with him.
Sure. Jay, what are your thoughts on Zion's debut? And like, do you think he's gonna meet the hype, or do you think he's gonna take a few games to get used to the NBA?
I think he's gonna take a few games to get good.
Right. Like, I don't think he'll be in double digit scoring until like the 3rd game, until like at least the 3rd or 4th game. What do you think?
I mean, I believe he'll be getting double digits. I just don't think it'll be 25 or 20. I bet it'll be like 15, 16.
Yeah, like a 10 or 15. Yeah, I think his first game he's gonna be in single digits scoring, but I think he'll have like 3 or 4 steals, a few rebounds. He'll be like, he's a good defender at it for his age, being a rookie. Yeah. So we're gonna switch to the topic of Andre Drummond. We're gonna touch on that next. Give me your quick finals predictions. I've got Lakers Bucks. Jay, what do you got?
Yeah, I got Lakers Bucks too.
Yeah, I got Lakers winning it all. How about you?
I think I got Bucks winning it all, but same Lakers Bucks.
Yeah. Well, who do you got winning it all, Jay? If that's what happens, Lakers Bucks.
I got Lakers.
Same. I got Lakers as well. I don't think I think Giannis is ready. I don't think he can beat LeBron and AD. His team's pretty good. I think LeBron's like after the crown this season, after trying to get that another title. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Jimmy Butler and TJ Warren. So last week, roughly early this week, TJ Warren and Jimmy Butler kind of got in like a shoving match. Like Jimmy Butler was getting pissed off at TJ Warren throughout the game, and then as Jimmy Butler had the ball, he was trying to ISO TJ Warren. Jimmy Butler elbows TJ Warren in the stomach as like he's doing a jab step, and then TJ Warren starts clapping. Jimmy Butler gets ejected, but like TJ Warren had him, and then he started bragging and stuff, so they kind of both got ejected, like in a way. So, and then after that, Jimmy Butler went ahead and called TJ Warren trash. He's like, "You're effing trash." And TJ Warren said, "I'm gonna beat the F out of you." Like they both said that live on TV. And then Jimmy Butler proceeded to call him weak, things like that. And then Jimmy Butler blew him a kiss after TJ Warren stuck up the middle finger on national television. So, Jay, what do you think of that little scrumple they had?
I mean, I think it's childish that they're beefing about a game. They're professionals, so they should take it serious.
Do you think Jimmy Butler is like tougher than he's made out to be, or he just tries to look tough?
Yeah, for sure.
Chase, your thoughts?
I honestly think that agree with Julian. I think it's childish, but I mean, I sort of think it's partially what do they call it? Like played out to the point where like they planned it because it'll get more national attention, get their name in the headlines and all that.
Right. What do you guys think about like during the game, like during the actual basketball game, TJ Warren stuck up the middle finger, like I said. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
That, in my opinion, that's just completely being childish. There's no reason to do that. I mean, I can understand them talking beef, but just showing an act that you can't really cover up is
almost there.
Like real childish and unprofessional.
Right. And then after the game, Jimmy Butler said, TJ Warren, I quote, Jimmy Butler said, "He's trash. This guy's effing trash." He said, "He's not in my league." He said, "This guy's soft, he's weak," and all that stuff. And TJ Warren didn't really fire back like crazy, but it's like Jimmy Butler's quotes were in the media. And so then Jimmy Butler goes on Instagram, Twitter, on social media, and he circles the next date that they play each other in March. And he said, TJ Warren, we'll see what you about in March. What do you guys think about that?
In my opinion, he's just trying to call him out, trying to get him all scared. But I don't know completely if Jimmy Butler can live up to that. I mean, I know he used to be amazing. Like, he used to be pretty dang good. And now I just don't know how he can live up to that.
I think it's interesting because I checked out Jimmy Butler's stat line after the game. The man had 14 points. And yeah, so it's like he had 14 points talking all that trash. And TJ Warren is not like the Giannis of the league. So, you know, to drop 14 points on TJ Warren and then talk trash like he's like the world's most elite defender in the league in the NBA, I just thought it was like funny. So Jay, what do you think? Like, do you think 14 points justifies him talking trash and like blowing him kisses and all that?
I mean, like I said, like what they're doing right, the beef is just for one game. I think it's like childish.
Yeah, I think it would be a good playoff series. Heat Pacers. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and talk about. Well, we're going to touch on Andre Drummond. He's been in the trade rumors. But I want to talk about, real quick, before we move on to the Pistons, Ja Morant. What do you guys think of him? Do you think he's going to win Rookie of the Year? Jay?
Yeah, I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. pretty good.
Right, I think it's pretty good. You got nice handles. You got some body bags. Chase, what do you think about Ja?
I think, like, before the season started, I believe everybody thought Zion was going to win Rookie of the Year, but after he got hurt, I think Ja Morant is probably, like, the best performing rookie that we have this year.
Right.
We'll have to see what Zion does on his way back. I don't
agree.
think he'll win Rookie of the Year just for how late in the season it is, though.
I agree, like, 100%, because most people thought Zion, like, it was going to be Zion's award, and then he comes out and just doesn't play until, like, it's January now, and he still hasn't played a game yet. So, yeah, I feel like people kind of forgot about him, kind of, like, writing him off, but, you know, he'll come back soon, we'll hopefully, and then we'll see we'll see how he plays. So, another thing, what I wanted to mention was, the other night, there was an interesting game. It was Rockets at Thunder. Westbrook had, like, I believe he had, like, a 40-point triple-double. Harden had a terrible game. He had under 20 points. For Harden, that's a bad game. So it's like, what do you guys think about Chris Paul being able to take down the Rockets on his own, like, in a revenge game? That was the team that traded him away, and he kind of has beef with James Harden, and he was able to beat James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Like, what do you guys think about that, the Chris Paul-James Harden rivalry? Chase, go ahead.
I think it's just like, just for the fact that it's a team that traded him away. I think it's just like in the NFL, how when the Chiefs played Justin Houston, now that he plays for the Colts, he had an outstanding game. I think it's just like an act of revenge, and you just are able to play a lot better against the team because you have a lot more against them than you do if you didn't.
Right. I think, like I don't know. The thing is, like, Westbrook played great. It wasn't like Harden played great. Like, Westbrook played great. Harden didn't show up, really. He had a horrible night efficiency-wise. I believe he had 13 points. And, Jay, what do you think about, like, Harden not living up to the rivalry, like CP3 actually beating that team?
This nightmare isn't real.
Harden, he didn't do good that game.
Right. 13 points.
Yeah, 13. He usually puts up like 20 or plus.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
and I think the Rockets deserve like the L. They traded Chris Paul.
Yeah, I like how it was a cool revenge story. They traded him away and he beats them when they pulled up to his crib at the place. And Chris Paul had a great stat line. He, like, nutmegged the center at one point. He nutmegged somebody. Forgot who it was, but that was a cool clip. And yeah, for that game, the interesting thing, for that game, I'm going to give you a few stat lines here. Russell Westbrook, 34 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. James Harden, 17 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. See, like, James Harden held under 20, so that was kind of like an big, huge L to me for him. And then when you look at the Thunder, Chris Paul had 18 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, but it's because he kind of checked out a little late in the fourth quarter. Like, if they kept him the entire game in the fourth quarter, because it was the game was kind of decided at that point. I thought we would have had more stats to show for it, but yeah, I just think it's cool how Chris Paul was able to beat James Harden, and I hope we get OKC Rockets in the playoffs, because I think that'd be a great series. I like the whole Chris Paul Harden rivalry thing. They couldn't beat the Warriors and ended up breaking up. So yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's gonna be like, those are two of my favorite rivalries in the NBA right now. Chris Paul, besides from like the obvious ones like Lakers Clippers, Chris Paul and Harden, and then we've got Jimmy Butler and TJ Warren. So yeah, we're gonna be moving on to the Pistons now. There are huge rumors lately about Andre Drummond. He has a player option next season, so I guess the Pistons don't want to pay that player option. That's my guess. And I predict that he'll be traded before the deadline. The big rumors are the Hawks and the Knicks. Jay, what do you think about Andre Drummond being traded? Do you want him traded or not? And what do you think we can get for him from the Hawks or Knicks?
I mean, I think Drummond shouldn't be traded. I think Blake Griffin should be traded because he hasn't done nothing for the team at all. He took us to the playoffs
One time.
It didn't really do anything for us.
Right, one time. See, the thing is, Blake Griffin can't be traded right now because he's on IR for the season, basically. He's on, out for the season. but next season I believe he will. So the Pistons applied for like a $9 million extension type of thing from for the NBA. They applied for it to get some more cap space for Blake not being able to play this season. And yeah, so and also I wanted to say, I feel like Drummond's been doing great. I don't think he's resigned. I mean, he says he'll resign, but it's like, if it's time to move on, it's time to move on, because they haven't put a good roster around him. He needs shooters around him. So yeah, Chase, what do you think about Drummond being traded?
It doesn't affect me all that much, but I mean, I think he should stay. Just for the fact that I think that he would like to just stay with them. There ain't no reason to be all moving around, because then you have to deal with a whole new fan base, whole new team, have to adapt to their scheme. So I believe he'll stay.
Yeah, I see. The thing is, it's like he's pretty good and stuff, but if we can grab a first-round pick for him and clear all that cap space, I'll be cool with it. But the price is a first-round pick, so it's like if a team doesn't offer that, I wouldn't be happy with the deal. Because it's like it's either pay for your rental or get nothing. That's how I see it. Like, I don't like teams like the Hawks ripping us off. And I think Tom Gores, the Pistons owner, he's doing a good job of not accepting any scam trades for Drummond. Like, the Hawks have already offered a scam without any first-round picks. All they've offered, supposedly, was they'd offered so far a center named Bruno Fernando, like a young center on the Hawks, and they've offered the dead body of Chandler Parsons' contract. So yeah, I think he's gonna get traded before the deadline. I think it'll end up being to the Knicks for like Julius Randle and a first-round pick, basically, or something involving Dennis Smith Jr. and a first-round pick. But yeah, the Pistons, they've got a pretty young core right now. But the topic I wanted to touch on is D Rose's ascension back to the top. D Rose is putting up better stats than his MVP season. His MVP season, he averaged 25 points a game. He's doing better than that. He's topping that right now. So, Jay, what do you think about D Rose, how he's been playing, and do you think he's going to keep up that stat line? Because he's playing better than his MVP season right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. D Rose at a good place right now where he's at. And I think he's gonna continue what he's doing.
The Chase, what do you think about D Rose's rise back to being at the MVP level?
I believe he had that amazing MVP season, but now he's just doing better. I believe this is like the final kick for him. I feel like after this, I feel like he's just gonna I feel like he's just gonna get washed, in my opinion. But I mean, he's doing amazing this year. It's not like he's not doing good. He's doing like just outstandingly amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's been great. I like having him on this Pistons team. And yeah, so we've got about a couple topics left here. I wanted to mention
it's all just a dark dream.
Sekou Doumbouya. He's the man that the Pistons took in the first round of the draft, around like 14th, 15th, or with the 16th pick, I believe. And
Batman is waking up. A Nightwing has
so he's been great. His first game, he dropped a double-double against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and the Clippers on the road, which was pretty impressive. It was something like 16 and 10, so I think that's outstanding.
When you're ready,
and
I'll return you to consciousness.
The other night, he body-bagged Tristan Thompson at the Cavs place, at their arena. So, Jay, what do you think about Sekou and his body bag and like how well he's been playing?
He's been playing really good, and that body bag was pretty crazy. They hyped up the whole crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
And he stared him down after. Chase, what do you think about Sekou and his body bag? Probably Dunk of the Year candidate.
I think Sekou has like possibility to be close to the next Giannis. I believe he has the ability to just be absolutely amazing in everything.
I agree. Yeah.
So I did think that the body bag was just hilarious and filthy. Humiliating. It was amazing.
Thought it was filthy. Yeah, I think he's the next Giannis. People are comparing him to Pascal Siakam. I disagree. I just think that's ridiculous. So yeah, the last topic is about fantasy football, and it's about Derrick Henry. So Derrick Henry's been a beast, as we know, and he was the NFL's rushing leader this season. And yeah, I just think he's been great. What was I about to say? In a season where Christian McCaffrey had such an amazing year, he had like such an amazing season, Derrick Henry still ends up with the rushing record. And it's like, I wasn't shocked, but it was just something kind of surprising to me. Like, after Christian McCaffrey's amazing season, not to mention, Christian McCaffrey does a lot of stuff receiving out the backfield. So yeah, it's just like, early this fantasy season, when mock drafts were happening and stuff like that, and pre-league snake drafts, things of that nature, Derrick Henry wasn't hyped up as much to be this whole beast and everything like that. Yeah, but so Chase, what do you think about Derrick Henry? He was the rushing leader this season. Do you believe he can keep this up, and do you believe he's going to be able to have a chance against the Chiefs' rush defense, which they've been exposed many times, but it's like in the playoffs, Andy Reid tends to make good adjustments. So what do you think about Derrick Henry against the Chiefs?
Okay, so I'm gonna start out with this fantasy thing. I mean, in my opinion, I believe no running back can just be amazing for the rest of their career after they have like amazing. They have to fall off at some point. And so, I mean, in my opinion, I feel like he's just gonna be like Mahomes' last year. I know a lot of people that went Mahomes first round, and I do have to admit I was one of those people, just because I thought he was gonna explode just like he did last year. And so I don't feel like he's going to do as good last year as this year, next year. And so let's go to the Chiefs thing. Last game that they had, they did not have Chris Jones. He hurt himself. I think he was playing basketball, and he injured his calf. They did not have him this last week. He will be here this next week, and I have a feeling if he has a good game, and if Terrell Suggs and Anthony Hitchens can just get into the backfield, I believe that we will be able to stop the just absolute tank of Derrick Henry.
All right. Yeah. No, I think it's impressive what he's done, you know. This season he held the NFL rushing record, led the league in rushing yards with 1,540 rushing yards on 16 touchdowns, and his longest run was 74 yards. So yeah, that's not insane. That's not even including really the playoff games. This is just the regular season, and which is why he'll probably get a Team of the Year card in Madden. So Jay, go ahead.
In my opinion, I would just like to say that's not including the playoff games, which is crazy because the 2 or 3 that he's played in, right. I believe. He's had 180 yards in both those. Patriots, he had like 182, and he had upwards of 185 against the Ravens. So if he can keep that up, I believe he'll be the most dominant running back we've seen since, let's say, like the Fridge, Walter Payton, and Eric Dickerson, and all those absolute tanks. What
I think's interesting is Zeke, his rookie season, he topped that. What Derrick Henry actually did, he topped that. Zeke's rookie season, he had 1,631 rushing yards compared to Henry's this season, 1,540. So it's like, you know, he kind of reminds me of that rookie Zeke a little bit now. He's coming into his own shell. And yeah.
You fancy yourself a champion
and
of
so,
good,
Jay, what do you think about Derrick Henry's recent surge and like making a name for himself in the league?
Meet me in Gotham under that rift in the sky, and I'll tell you how you can be a big damned hero.
He's doing really good. I'm happy for him.
Could you say that again?
I said he's doing pretty good out there.
Right.
Like he's entertaining the people.
Do you think the Chiefs are gonna have a game plan and be able to slow this guy down and force Tannehill to make some plays?
Is that a question for me, or is that a question for Jay?
For Jay.
What was that?
Do you think the Chiefs are gonna have a way to slow him down, or do you think he's gonna rush for 100+ yards again?
Oh yeah, I mean he probably will get 100+ yards because the Chiefs defense, it's not like amazing. The Chiefs is mostly like all offense, So, yeah.
Right. They might have the best offense in the NFL, best offense in the league. They dropped 50 points.
I would like to. Like to pitch in on that.
Go ahead.
I mean, I believe that they will have a game plan for Derrick Henry, right?
Right.
But I think that that'll open up a lot of opportunities for Tannehill just to show who he is. Because I have a feeling that what they're going to do, I have a feeling they're going to blitz Terrell Suggs and Anthony Hitchens and just try to contain Derrick Henry because he's not one who runs to the outside very often. So if they just blitz two linebackers up the middle, I believe that they'll be able to stop him, but that'll also open up a lot of opportunities to show off Ryan Tannehill.
Right. Yeah, so this Sunday, NFC and AFC Conference Championship games. It's going to be exciting. I think the Chiefs will shut him down second half. I believe all of his 100+ will come in the first half, then the Chiefs will shut him down second half. Tannehill probably going to throw a couple picks. I think that's how it's going to end up for the Titans. I don't see it ending well for them. So, yeah. That was a great podcast. We are back. I'm going to wrap it up in a second here. You can follow...
We will most likely be having another podcast after the Super Bowl.
Right.
And in the comments, leave who you think will win. If the Chiefs win this conference championship, who do you think would win? The Chiefs versus the Packers or the Chiefs versus the 49ers? Who would win out of those two games?
Right. You can follow Chase Templeton on Twitter. At Chase Templeton. It'll be in the description. You can follow Jay on Twitter. It's at Julian Reyes. That'll be in the description as well. And their Instagrams will be in there too. And yeah, their links to their channels will be in the description as well. You can give them some follows, subs, all that good stuff. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been DST, Detroit Sports Talk. The podcast is back. We're rolling. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.